What's up, everybody? It's your boy Guapo right here in the super secret bunker. It's another episode of Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. Glad to have everybody here. Of course, sitting beside me, the young gun himself, Baby Bruss.
What's up, everyone?
Want to give a shout out to the man behind the screen, the man that makes everything look good, the guy.
The guy.
He's doing guy-like things. Before we get started, I want to give a big, of course, shout out to Ross and the boys from Labor 12. Thank you for our theme song. Thank you for Head Rush. It's on the Monsters album. If you haven't heard it, if you missed a chance to see them live last Thursday, you missed it because they always put on a great show. And check them out on all your streaming services. The album's called Monsters. The song's called Head Rush. There's not a bad song on the album, so make sure you check that out. What a week.
Yeah.
This one here joining us once again from the bright, shiny state of Florida.
Yeah.
Senior trip. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Rick, what's going on? Josh. So we got Spencer on. Hey, man, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you out there, man. Got a lot to bring to you today. We're going to touch on some of Raw, some of SmackDown, AEW. And of course, this last Saturday was Tornado Slam at Jake's for Squared Circle Pro. Great show. Man, it was good. I really hate that you had to be in Florida for that one because, man.
Yeah, I know. Things I've seen, it was a really good show.
It was absolutely off the chain. Can't wait to get talking about that. But before we do, let's kind of look at our week in review here.
All right.
Just going to hit the high spots of AEW, and I think probably the highest spot for me this week. Of course, you know, Chris Jericho and Adam Cole have their feud ongoing. And Adam Cole, who's been a heel for quite a while, is now coming across as a face. And what happens when you make a heel a face? They lose the intensity. They lose the... but not Adam Cole. No. What does he do? To keep that edge, he brings out the one, the only, Sabu.
What?
Yeah, he brings Sabu out. And, man, it was good to see Sabu on screen because back in the ECW days, I get that's before your time.
Yeah,
but back in the ECW days, Sabu, one of my absolute favorites. And he looks good. He looks real good. Do I think he's going to be making a run in AEW? No, I don't. But it was good seeing him out there, and that was probably my biggest high point for AEW. You want to take over with Raw?
All right. So for Raw, I had a couple things go on. There was Ricochet and Bronson Reed. Good match. I mean, two staples of the mid card right now, and they both put on a great show. Made each other look awesome. Bronson Reed still looks like a monster, and he took the match home. Then before that, Brock Lesnar came, injured Cody, and then later he said that Cody's not going to fight him at Night of Champions, and issued an open challenge to which Cody came out, and then Brock Lesnar injured, which is his arm. That was what he hurt originally, but Brock hurt at the beginning of the show. He injured it even more, putting him in a submission, and then later stomping his arm out. So,
well, and I'm not sure how I feel about this one.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see, looking at the screen, Little Guapo's not with us right now. Caught a bit of the flu bug, so he's a little under the weather. So I'm sure he's watching, or at least he may jump into the chat here in a little bit, but hope he starts feeling better. But he and I were discussing this the other day, and man, I just don't know how I feel about them doing another injury angle for Cody. I mean, when he tore his pec and came out and did it, okay, that was awesome.
yeah.
But what I see this as is he's already beat Brock. This is a way that Brock can get his number 2 in, or he can get his win in, so it'll be 1-1 without actually beating Cody.
Right.
And that sets up a third match at SummerSlam.
Right. So, yeah, I do think that's the way it's going to go. Again, I also don't know how I feel about it. Late at the end of the show, Triple H comes in and talks to Cody and is like, "Hey, you're not gonna wrestle," and he's like, "Hell yeah, I am." And then Triple H was like, "All right." So he had the fans going just a little bit there, but Cody and Brock is still on for next week.
No, it's not next week. It's Saturday.
Oh yeah, huh?
Night of Champions is Saturday.
Yeah. Next show, sorry. But so yeah, the reason I'm a little skeptical about it is after WrestleMania, we're already a little on the fence about what's going on with Cody. And then all he's had is this feud with Brock, and now it's kind of whack. So they just have to do the match 3 very, very well. There's a few other matches here and there. There's a new announcement for Natalya and Rhea Ripley at Night of Champions because Rhea said that Natalya was just a thorn in her side, and she's going to show her what it means to be on Raw now. Then Zoe Stark comes out with in a match against Candice LeRae and wins that one.
Mm-hmm.
She had this whole talk about how it's going to be it's no longer the era of the heroes, that it's her era now. So that was pretty cool.
Zoe Stark, she was a good call up from NXT. She's going to do big things on Raw.
For sure. The women's division needed her.
They're already giving her that push. We'll talk about that in a minute.
What?
We'll talk about it in a minute. Go ahead.
All right. So then the other females match was Raquel Rodriguez and Sonya Deville. I mean, it was a pretty good match. There was nothing like super spectacular that happened in it, but getting to see Raquel Rodriguez just like dominate like she does, it was nice. You know, she's kept where she's at. She won the match. Sonya Deville still did her I don't know how to explain it, her not like a weasel, but she was moving around very fluidly on the ring like she always does. So that was nice. Apollo Crews had his first match back against Dom.
Against Dum Dum.
Yeah, so that was kind of tough. Y'all know how that went. He almost got counted out. He got hit by a chair. There was a bunch of ref distractions. And right when he got in, Dom hit him and got the pin. So Dom won the match. Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor.
As soon as they announced that match, I was excited.
I know. That was a great match. Those are two like perfect talents for each other. Like I'm talking like Edge and Jeff Hardy type. They're like built the same. And it was really nice to see Shinsuke Nakamura coming out again with another just great performance. And Finn Balor obviously doing his amazing work that he does in the ring always, making both wrestlers look great. Finn Balor ended up taking the win, but it was an amazing match to watch.
Anytime you can get talent the likes of Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura in the same ring, I mean, you know it's going to be good. And Finn is one that's always been able to put somebody over. So is Shinsuke. So when you're watching them go at it and just
you don't know,
put each other over in every move, it's exciting to watch.
Yeah. So especially Shinsuke more than Finn Balor has been kind of putting people over as their career a little bit. I mean, Finn Balor's obviously, both of them have won their fair share of matches, especially recently, but seeing both of them go head to head, you'd have no idea who's going to come out with it. So it was very nice to have that dynamic. Then there was Alpha Academy and Viking Raiders. Wasn't impressed. I mean, you can kind of speak a little more on it, I would say, because I know you and Buddy talked about this match.
We talked a little bit about it. It's hard for me to watch an Alpha Academy match because I just know they're going to split them up.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, when they do split them up, Chad Gable is absolutely amazing and is going to be a great singles wrestler. And I can't wait to see the push that Otis gets with the Maximum Male Models.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
That's going to be comedy gold. But watching it, it's like watching something you know is fixing to happen and going, wait, it hasn't happened yet. What are they going to do? All in all, it was a good match. Don't get me wrong. It was the Viking Raiders, always tough, always just powerhouses. And it was a good match. It wasn't the best match of the night, but it wasn't a bad one.
Yeah, it nothing that they did was very surprising, and with the pretext of they're going to split up, Alpha Academy took the win home, and it was kind of because I mean, like you said, we know that they're getting split up, so their tag wins are kind of a little bit meaningless. But the match was good. I mean, it was definitely worth the watch. It was just kind of iffy once it ended. I was like, that was a part of my life, you know. Then after that, I believe I know there was a few backstage segments with Byron Saxon, just talking to various people that were pretty good, just hyping up Night of Champions, as well as one of them being with Seth Rollins, just really dogging on Roman Reigns, just saying, you know, love the guy, but I don't like who he is, and the ego's gone to his head.
Well, and you have to understand, outside of that ring, for the longest time, and even to an extent now, they were like brothers. Like they were
Yeah.
inseparable because, you know, when nobody else was there for Rollins, Roman was. So I mean, they were like brothers. I don't know if you've seen it. You can look it up on YouTube if you haven't. There's a video that's gone around of Roman and Seth in a car, and they're using their "I'm a big bad wrestler" voices to compliment each other. It's hilarious. But no, they've been friends. They've been like brothers for a long time. And so when Seth says, "I love Roman, but I don't like who he's become," I mean, it's sincere to me.
Yeah, it definitely felt that way watching it also. And I'm also very hyped to see the tournament for World Heavyweight now,
Mhm.
just because I'm ready to see Seth Rollins do his thing. Then the main event was Imperium versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a mystery opponent, but it kind of ruins the mystery when before the show they put it out on WWE socials. Oh, by the way, it's Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure exactly what happened there and why they put it out that way.
and none of us didn't expect it. Like
No, we all
saw
knew
coming.
that's who it was going to be.
And before we get into talking about that match, I want to talk about a few comments Rick's left, saying that he thinks Cody is going to win the match against Brock by DQ.
I mean, and that's a possibility. That is a direction they could go with it. Me personally, like I said, I think just looking at it, you don't want Brock to beat Cody. Not 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. So you have him destroy his arm. He gives it a great fight, but he can't continue, and they call the match. This lets Brock beat Cody without Brock beating Cody, and that puts them 1-1, and then they can go, you know, third round at SummerSlam or even at Money in the Bank,
Right.
because I don't see Cody or Brock either one being in the Money in the Bank match. So that could be one of your big matches for Money in the Bank.
True. The only caveat to that is I don't know if they're going to want to keep this feud with Brock and not want Cody to be moving on past Night of Champions. Because I know that's like the pretext I felt with this whole feud when it
I
started.
get that.
Was that this was him getting out of being tunnel visioned on Roman Reigns, and once this feud is over, we're going to see where Cody goes. So seeing Cody finish it out and winning the match by DQ or winning the match in any way, like just toughing it out, because I don't know. Also, the DQ situation, I don't know if they would do that because he's been pushed as such a underdog character, and no underdog stories end with a niche win condition. You know, it's
That's
always
fair.
they beat the bad guy, they overcame the challenge. So it goes against what they're building. So I don't know if that would happen, but also I don't know if Cody winning is really what they want, or
Okay.
if Brock winning is what they want.
I will say 100% I agree with what Rick said about Rhea. Says Rhea's going to make Natalya look like a threat again. Absolutely. That matchup, I really like that to be a program that runs in, you know, past Night of Champions. Just because I think Natalya will look like a threat again. And of course, I think Rhea's going to overtake that threat. But what a build for her! What a build for both of them. I mean, that's good booking.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, so the final match with Imperium and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle, great match. Absolutely phenomenal. Watching, I personally thought that Sami Zayn was the worst performer there, and that, I mean that's saying something because he is high card material. So it was a very very nice match to watch. There was a segment with Gunther and Riddle just by themselves. Jeez,
Oh,
that was awesome.
that was a fight.
That right there is what got me like super hyped for Saturday for the tournament. Just seeing people like that going at each other, I'm like, this is what that tournament's going to be. It's going to be people of this caliber all going against each other. So I'm very excited. And I mean, like I said, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle came out with the W, but they didn't make any of Imperium, much less Gunther, look any less like a threat. And they were just, oh man, I'm kind of at a loss for words. It was an amazing match.
It really was, and I enjoyed them. Anytime you can get Gunther in the ring, I mean, it doesn't matter if he's in the ring with Riddle and Riddle's doing his high knees and is coming off the ropes and everything, or he's in the ring with KO and KO's, just being KO and powerhousing it.
That was
He
another
can stand toe to toe with any one of them.
exactly, and that was another great dynamic to see. Something I didn't realize I needed to see was Kevin Owens and Gunther when they had their little bout. It was nice to see that because Kevin Owens is like the powerhouse, like you said, and so is Gunther. So.
You keep talking about that. I'll be right back.
Okay, so seeing that was very amazing, and just a great showing of wrestling. And if y'all are not excited for this World Heavyweight Champion match that's going to happen at Night of Champions for the new belt, I mean, you guys are tripping because this match is going to be freaking phenomenal. Now, with that, I got to give my grade for, okay, Riddle and Gunther at SummerSlam for the title. Okay. I'm seeing where this could be made because there's still that they're kind of, but very slowly pushing Riddle and Solo again. And it's basically all they've done is had Riddle with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, so that because he doesn't like Solo, because Solo took him out before. So seeing Riddle go after Gunther for the IC title, now that gives us something that we, I guess, weren't really expecting, because we were expecting to see the feud with Solo, but seeing him with Gunther, that would be pretty awesome. And if that's the case after Night of Champions, then they're going to start building that a little bit. And I'd be very excited to see that.
I mean, it'll be good. One of the things we didn't touch on too hard, but I'm curious to know what you think, curious to know what the chat thinks. What do you think about the run-in for the save by Shotzi?
Okay. I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about that because I feel like Shotzi's never been someone that like kind of stood out to me, but she was always seen as, I mean, pushed as like she is a pretty important figure. And after that happened, I kind of like felt that. I was like, she really is doing something like that. That's because that was my thing, is they were pushing her and putting her and booking her in places that I was like, I don't really feel like she deserved to be there. She hasn't really done much, and she typically would lose those matches. So then seeing her come and do something, I guess, productive, I don't know. It sounds like I'm kind of hating on her, but I'm not. I do like her as a wrestler. She is a very, very good wrestler. But I feel like she hasn't contributed much to the plot of WWE recently. So seeing her come and do this, I mean, it gave me some respect for her.
Well, I'm going to tell you straight up. I enjoyed seeing my favorite Tank Girl come down to the ring and come to the aid of Raquel. And, of course, they're partners now in the tournament for the tag team titles, women's tag team titles. It's been a bad week for our female talent. Of course, this isn't in WWE, but you've got Mercedes Moné, otherwise known as Sasha Banks, broke her ankle in Japan. You've got Liv Morgan, who is injured and probably going to have shoulder surgery, which is
Probably,
why
yeah.
she and Raquel had to drop the belts and they're having this tournament in the first place. And then you find out Dakota Kai also injured from that same match that injured Liv.
Yep.
So it's rough to see that. We, of course, here at Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast, wish them all the best and a quick recovery and hurry up and come back.
Yeah, for real. Not having Dakota Kai is very upsetting for me because she was starting to get a really good push, and
No Liv.
well, also that yes,
I mean, I made my peace with Sasha Banks leaving. I made my peace with the fact that she changed her name and is in New Japan. I hate that she broke her ankle, but no Liv. No Liv.
no Liv.
Sad faces.
Seeing Sasha Banks gone was also very upsetting. But like you said, I've made my peace with her going to New Japan. But her getting injured is obviously not a nice thing. And of course, Liv Morgan getting injured is not good for business. It is not good at all.
It's not good for Guapo.
Yeah, he's very upset about it. I'm more upset
I'm
about
not
Dakota
happy
Kai
about this.
personally because I feel like she had more room to grow, had a better scope of where she's going. But either way, for both talents, I really hope to see them get back soon.
So all in all, what do you give Raw?
I'm gonna go with B+.
I can go with that. B+ sounds about right.
There wasn't much that really like excited me, and the only reason I'm grading it kind of harsh is because it's the one right before Night of Champions. So I feel like I should have been feeling a little more. Seeing Cody's getting hurt angle, if that worked for me, it would definitely be an A, but I still don't really know how I feel about it. I'm still going to definitely watch the match, and I'm not going to think that it's pointless or anything. I'm just going to see what happens, but I still don't know how I feel about it.
I get you. I'm not much for the injury angle, but I'm interested to see how it plays out. B+, I mean, that's fair. So I'm gonna touch in on SmackDown for just a minute. Before I do, thank you to everybody that's talking in the chat. Lil Guapo, good to see you in. Hope you start feeling better, dude.
And you need to tell us your grade for Raw because you're still part of the crew.
That's true. We need your grade for Raw, so drop in the chat. While he's getting his grade together, I'm gonna go and throw it out there for SmackDown. Of course, we got to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn face to face with Solo Sikoa and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. I mean, it's what you thought it would be. It's trash talk back and forth. Of course, Usos come in and do the thing, and then the tribal chief is mad at the Usos, and now they have to stay at home for Night of Champions. We are slowly but surely watching, in my opinion, the demise of the bloodline, and I love every minute of it. We're gonna get back. I'm calling it now. This is my what do you say? The hot take.
The hot take.
It's my hot take on it. It's gonna come down to a point that Solo's gonna injure Jimmy, and Jay is gonna go main event Jay Uso, and it's gonna start building from there. And we're gonna get what everybody's wanted all along, which is the Jay and Roman match. And I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome.
Solo injuring Jimmy
Yep. Because how do you split the Usos up without
without an injury.
an injury?
I don't see Solo being the one that makes it happen. But at the same time,
If Solo's the one that makes it happen,
That
you have the
gives-
family dynamic and the struggle
Yeah.
between, do I go with Roman, but I just injured my brother? And you get to play that whole struggle angle.
and you do get to see, Jay being like, you're with Roman and you did this to my brother. And Roman's already done this to me. So I'm coming for y'all. But then, if Solo injures Jimmy, then you're not going to see Jay going for Roman. You're going to see Jay going for Solo.
Right.
So maybe we'll get kind of like a Cody situation where it's just a small burn, like building up to Roman Reigns. You know, he's got to take on Solo first, and so he'll have that feud before hopping to Roman Reigns, or maybe he'll have to take on. I mean, he could even take on Cody.
Yeah. I mean, that's
So-
always a possibility. We also got to see the Brawling Brutes take on Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
What a match. Like, I never got to see Pretty Deadly very much in NXT. I was impressed. I'm not going to lie. It was a great match. They pulled the win out. Wasn't expecting that. They did really well. One of my favorite matches of the night put Zelina Vega against Asuka.
Ooh,
Oh,
that was nice.
these two ladies are just what you want to see in a woman's match. I mean, it's high flying, it's powerful, it's everything about it was great. And of course, Asuka gets the win on this. And I don't think this is over. I think we're going to see more of Asuka and Zelina Vega. Asuka getting the submission on her, and it looked very painful. And I don't know how Zelina bends the way she does, but good
Ain't that the
Lord.
truth? Ain't that the truth?
Had the Waller effect. You know, it's kind of grown on me. You've had your shows in the past. You've had you had Jericho. What was it? Talk Raw is Jericho, or whatever Jericho's talk show was. You have Ms. TV. My personal favorite. You had Piper's Pit, and now you have the Grayson Waller effect. And he had AJ Styles on with him. That's of course talking about his match with Seth Rollins. This match, I'm really looking forward to, and they're hyping it in a way that they haven't hyped other matches. And you got to see part of that on this. You know, you get to see a video clip of AJ Styles years ago in a match with a 19-year-old Seth Rollins. And when it's all said and done, he points at Rollins over in the corner and says, "This guy is the future of wrestling, and he's 19 years old." And so giving it that reality, that build, I love it. I think it's great. And I can't wait for that match.
And that's without even mentioning just the sheer talent of those two. Like, wow.
So we got to see the Street Profits,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm always happy to see the Street Profits, and a new tag team that has Rick Boogs, big old Rick Boogs, and my guy, LA Knight. Yeah. So it was a good match. I don't know. I didn't know how I felt about the pairing of Knight and Boogs, but it worked out great and it was awesome. But like, it was a one and done, and I don't really know why they went that way with it. I mean, I think this would have been it's a good way to bring Boogs back. It's a good way to push Knight, because it will always be my opinion that LA Knight has never gotten the push he deserves. He deserves a push. He's a crowd favorite all the time. And he's just not getting that push. And I don't know why they did it the way they did, but when you have the Street Profits, LA Knight, and even with Rick Boogs, I mean, it was a good match. It was, I'm gonna call it a B-level match.
I'd say I love the tag team personally. I actually loved the tag team. I'm very upset that they did it one and done as well. We got Buddy over here. AJ Styles is overrated, quote, bros.
I mean, for any of you that watch our socials, it was right there live. I mean, this guy thinks AJ Styles is overrated.
Thought AJ Styles was overrated.
Have you come around?
I had to do some homework, and now I'm very excited to see him come back, especially against Seth Rollins. I feel like that's one of his best matchups he's ever had. So
It's going to be a good match, and I'm looking forward to it. You've got Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz against Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Okay. I haven't watched a whole lot of NXT. I've said that several times, haven't made it a secret. But Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, she is
Yeah.
aptly named Alba Fire because that whole match was good. It was hot. I mean, they had a great match. I liked what I saw, and I'm interested to see them moving forward.
For sure.
Of course, they were the tag team champions
Yes.
the women's tag team champions in NXT.
Definitely deserved.
Brought the belts with them. So I'm interested to see where that's going as well.
Exactly.
We got to see Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar against the Usos, who were, I hate to say this for anybody listening that's a big fan, but they were the twos this time because they were not the one.
Wow, they've been the twos for like
Yeah.
3 weeks. 4
Yeah,
weeks.
I mean, I hate to say this, and if the guy wants to clip this, he can, but we've gone from the Bloodline to Roman Reigns and Solo and the Lusos,
yeah, pretty much.
because that's what they're doing. So hashtag Lusos.
Yeah,
Um,
twos right there, boys.
Of course, Mysterio and Escobar get the win in this one. It was a solid match. You can't not have a solid match with them. And I mean, Ray, the consummate professional, he's all he. I'm not. How does he do it? He makes Santos look good, who's his tag team partner, while making the Usos look good, while making himself look good.
Yeah, I don't know. He is
It's just insanity.
definitely a professional in the art.
And altogether, as far as SmackDown goes, it was good matches. I don't know that it was enough build up for
I
the
agree.
champions,
I
but
agree. Especially
all in
for
all-
SmackDown, that's like been their forte for these past like 3 pay-per-views. Is they were more on the build-up side.
right. I'm going to give it a B. A B.
I personally got to go with like a B minus because of the build-up situation, but definitely not leaving B because the match quality was great, very good match quality.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking forward to Night of Champions for a couple of reasons.
Mhm.
I want to see Seth and AJ. That's going to be a great match. I want to see Becky and Trish
Oh yeah.
because I don't know how many of you caught the
Yes.
the spot in the ring with that the contract signing, but I mean Becky shut Trish down.
I failed to mention that in my recap of Raw.
Oh, boy.
That was pretty wild. Like the tension there was built up very well, and it being just so like strong and present at the contract signing was great. Like they've handled this match very well.
Yeah, that one I'm looking forward to. I don't know what the hell those glasses were that Becky was wearing,
Yeah,
but
those
they
are pretty wild.
They were like this. I have figured out, and I'm pretty set on the fact that on Sunday night, Seth and Becky walk into each other's closets, pick a coat or boots or something, and then switch. Because I tell you now, those glasses and that jacket she was wearing, I could have easily seen Seth in.
For sure.
I mean,
I feel like Seth Rollins does it very well, but Becky Lynch sometimes comes out in some whack stuff.
so you had a B plus on Raw, B minus on SmackDown, had a B plus and a B. You want to know what show got an absolute S plus in my opinion?
SCP, that's the one.
That's right. Squared Circle Pros Tornado Slam. What a show. From start to finish. Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had all sorts of things going on. Of course, we've got Rick in the chat, and Rick voluntarily stepping down as general manager, going away for a minute.
Backstage.
So we got introduced to TJ Mundell, who is our new general manager, and he got to make a couple of matches today because we started out, we had a match with Brian Rage, and he got jumped by Lamiga.
Yep.
And Rage is not a little guy, so for them to come in and just beat him down, I mean, granted it was 3-on-1,
Yeah.
but it was something to see. Of course, I'm going a little out of order here, but it was the whole night was just solid match after solid match. We had Anastasia versus SOS versus Miss Cat. That match in itself, I got to see something that I'm not used to seeing, and that's Anastasia just straight up manhandling people.
Yes.
It was this she's going places.
So I got to see a couple videos of the night, and this match, I was blown away by, as he said, just the powerhouse that she was. It was a very awesome like match as well. Just like seeing all the bodies around, just all throwing each other. Just, oh man, it was very crazy and high octane, and it was awesome.
Before I get into any more of the matches, had my boy Josh with me, Jay Conrad Photography. He was there and watching the matches as well. And I know he's got some pictures on that. And at some point we're going to, we'll be able to see those pictures. And I've gotten the opportunity to see a few of them. Damn. Like he catches the action, and it's going to be good to see. So, shout out to you, Josh. Great pictures. There's one in particular, and I bring that up because there's one in particular of Anastasia that I can't wait till I'm not going to spoil the surprise in it, but I can't wait till it gets posted because that's going to be awesome.
If y'all haven't seen the pictures from BCW that he took, go up to his website and check those out, or go to the BCW website, check those out. Those are freaking phenomenal. And I'm assuming they will be posted along on SCP's site as well, or the various wrestlers. So just stay tuned for that once those get posted, because, oh man, just like my dad said, the in action, like seeing the action happen in the picture is just, it's crazy how well he does it. So y'all check those out.
They're great picks. We had Darren Reeves, Chris Watson, and Jeff Bingham going at it to get that #1 contendership for the Heck Yeah Radio pay-per-view title, which of course Gino Rivera holds.
Yeah.
And so they started out, and it was, man, I'm going to tell you what. For those of you that don't know, Jeb Bingham is really getting into Squared Circle Pro, and he's doing it to find himself. Who am I? Who is Jeb Bingham? And he showed out. I'm not going to lie. He showed out at this match, and there wasn't really a bad move through him. Chris Watson, Darren Reeves, all three of them were spot after spot after spot after spot until Gino Rivera and Dante come out, and they're just go to talking trash, talking all sorts of trash. And Jeb was the first one to hit the ropes as soon as Gino started talking trash. He said, well, get in here. Let's go. Let's do it right now. Get in here and let's fight.
So, yeah, we saw that Jeb hasn't lost the pieces that Wildcard has put in him. So getting to see that fire there was unexpected and very welcomed.
Well, and this is where we got to see our first signs of TJ Mundell. He comes out, introduces himself, and sets a match. Yes, so the match originally was Darren Reeves versus Chris Watson versus Jeb Bingham. Now it's Darren Reeves, Chris Watson, and Jeb Bingham against Gino and Dante, which crowd was happy about it. Loved to see it. So, and it was a match. Man, it was a match. I mean, I can't say anything. Gino gets the win in that, and Gino and Dante do, and it was questionable. We'll call it that.
Yeah, questionable.
Well, that's what we're gonna call it. But Gino got after it, and I'm interested to see more. That's one thing I've always loved about Squared Circle Pro matches is when you watch it, you're always like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Next time we see these people together, what's going to happen? What is Jeb going to do next? What is Gino going to do next? And it wasn't any different from this. Another one of my very favorite, moments, we had Elsie Mox come out. And so Dylan Scott gets to pick any of the Chili Boys he wants
Yep.
to go against LC Mox. He picked the Penguin.
Yep.
He picked the Penguin,
Pick the Penguin.
and that Penguin got folded
Like a lawn chair.
like a lawn chair for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. But, I mean,
He picked the
you
freaking
kind of saw that
Penguins.
coming. But Dylan Scott jumped in after that and did a number. And Dylan Scott told LC straight up, on the July 22nd, you want a match with me, you got it. So again,
Heck yeah.
left wanting more. I can't wait to see those two go at it again. You had our boy Phoenix
Yes, sir.
with the one and only Damo McCullough.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he comes to the ring with Nolan, and before they come to the ring, we get a visit from Bam Bam Malone.
Yep.
He steps into the ring and says that he's got an injury he's going on and he can't wrestle. But what he is going to do is he's going to go sit at the announce table, and he's going to make sure that it's a fair fight, because anytime Nolan's involved, it's not a fair
Exactly.
fight. So he's going to keep it fair. And the match was good. I mean, there was a lot of use of the cowbell, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
When they said it was
That's the truth.
when they said it was a Lubbock street fight, it was just that. It was a Lubbock street fight. And a lot of back and forth in it. Nolan involved a couple of times. And it's funny because from where we were sitting, every time Nolan got involved, you just saw everybody go looking back towards the announce table, waiting for Bam Bam to come in, do something. So he gets involved again, and Nolan does, and here comes Bam Bam, and it's about time, except for the fact that Bam Bam hits Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
The turn right there in the ring. Everybody in the crowd just in awe of this. What just happened? Myself included. I was like, "Whew."
For the second time now, Phoenix just gets blindsided.
That's true. That's very true. It happened at BCW. It's at Head Games. It happened here at Tornado Slam. It was kind of crazy.
It was very wild.
I'm not sure where that's going to go. Bam Bam, shame on you.
But hey, that is Damo's special, I guess, is winning the matches in the unconventional way.
So we had Gabriel Alexander come out, and he needed to clear the air with Sean Lau, and because Sean Lau spit some red mist in his face for what he said is no reason. He has no idea why. Well, as he's talking about it, we're treated to an image of Sean Lau on the screen saying, "That wasn't me. I'm sorry. And I know that doesn't make it right, but that wasn't me. But you need to be careful because, I won't be there, but he will." And you start to see this transformation. Just very grudge-like, in the
That's super great
transformation.
too.
And this new version of Sean Lau comes out of the crowd into the ring and spits what looks like blood all over Gabriel Alexander's face. And that's going to be,
It's giving you like the Fiend vibes right now.
I mean,
Personally, it's like the
it's like
Fiend
Muda
if-
meets the Fiend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It was- I like this character evolution. And I like the idea of Sean Lau and Gabriel Alexander. I think that's going to be a good matchup.
Yes, Gable Alexander is a great. What I was fixing to say. He's a great matchup for him because he's not too like. I would think his two best like people to go against right now would either be Gable Alexander or like Justin Taylor, and Justin
Understandable.
Taylor is very like high card talent. And this like new character, we can't just shove him into the high card already. So seeing him with Gabriel Alexander is going to be great because that's still giving not the same, but it's giving a very good athlete to be against, very good wrestler, but without it being a too high stakes because it's this new person going against this huge wrestler, it's still doing good work for both of them.
It is, and it's going to be a good feud, and of course that's going to carry on into July 22nd. Also, that show is just going to be great.
I don't know how they keep doing it, but the cards just keep getting better.
So there's been bad blood between Reggie Lincoln and Aaron Harms for a minute,
For a while.
and so they met face to face in the ring, and I mean they made no bones about how they feel about each other. And out walks the biggest dude I think I've ever seen live, Stonewall Remsen. Massive. This dude is huge, and just starts going to town. And he's there with Reggie Lincoln. He's fighting, and out comes TJ Mundell again, and
It's like, hey.
we turn this into a tag team match. You end up with Reggie Lincoln and Stonewall Remsen against Aaron Harms and the man who came out to his aid, the one, the only, the living proof, Justin Taylor.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have to tell
That's-
you, whenever Justin Taylor's in a match, it's going to be a good match. That's just, it is what it is. Those are facts.
As I was just saying, he's great high card talent. Anytime you see him, people are going crazy, and me included. He's just an amazing wrestler.
Got the ever loving hell beat out of him. Stonewall Remsen, man, it's just a massive dude, and I mean, had Justin stretched out in the corner, threw him down like a rag doll.
He really did. He was
just-
playing with him like one of Andy playing with his toys. Like, it was crazy.
He's just a powerhouse. But I got to give it to Justin. No quitting that man. I mean, he came at him with the running shoulders, and couldn't get the big
That's all
man down.
I mean, yeah, that's all he could do because a conventional punch doesn't move him an inch.
Well, no, he came in with the English uppercuts.
Yeah, he had to pull out all the stops.
He
So,
gave it to him. and
very respectful performance from Justin, and holy crap from Stonewall.
that dude is just
He's
so
a wall.
big.
He's a wall. That's what he is.
We also had a match I was kind of waiting for. You had Los Crudos
Yes.
versus the
yes,
tag
yes.
team champions, and probably the best ring entrance
Yes.
music in West Texas, in my opinion. Bloodlust.
Mhm.
So, sorry, I'm looking over here. We had something come across our stream.
So
Um,
if y'all didn't catch that, we have a sub goal of one person to help us upgrade our stream to be able to do a few more things. So if anyone's out there, somebody who wants to subscribe and give us a little donation that
Hey.
way.
Before we go into this, I do want to thank everybody that's watching. I want to thank anybody that's, picking this up afterwards and listening on the audio podcast. Thank you to everybody who is a part of our podcast, a part of the chat, or even just listening. We appreciate you guys. Of course, we want to continue to get people to come in, hit that follow button. We want to get you guys to hit that subscribe button. But most of all, we want to thank you for being here and giving us the opportunity to entertain you.
For sure. Getting to find people that know wrestling like we do for me has been very, very awesome, because the only people that I've known that can do that are this guy and the guy over there. I'm not talking about the guy, but about good old Lil Guapo in the chat over there being all sickly. But these two have just been my input for wrestling for pretty much all my life. So thank you guys for giving me a place to put this knowledge that I have, and to have these conversations with someone that I haven't known for my entire life,
So again, thank you to everybody. But back to the action, Los Crudos and Bloodlust.
Jeez.
So Los Crudos comes out first with a weed eater. Keep in mind, this isn't
So-
anything goes match.
That crap was wild. All right. I saw a video of their entrance, and I was like, all right. I know this is a no holds barred match. There's no DQs, but with a weed whacker. Bro, settle down.
It was It was something else. It was unexpected to see the weed eater.
Very much.
Of course, Los Crudos making it around, flipping the bird to everybody and,
As they do.
got their bottle of tequila with them, as they do. And then, of course, the music hits, my favorite entrance music. So we've got Bloodlust coming out, absolutely on fire, just ready for a fight. And that's exactly what happened. They got in the ring and just the punches started flying. Not just from Damien, but from Damien and Lilith both, just punches flying, and they kept scooting ever closer to the corner where the weed eater is. And I kept wondering when is this going to come into play? Is this because
y'all go in?
Well, the fight happened in the ring. The fight was happening outside of the ring, as it tends to do whenever Bloodlust is just whooping up on somebody.
Yeah, the fight was happening in front of the crowd, behind the crowd.
Well, as
in the crowd.
Lilith made her way out into the crowd, a little past the crowd, I saw what was probably the most painful thing of the night when she started that weed eater and ran it across the back. It was insanity.
Jeez, those guys, both Lilith and Damien are some crazy people, but
now,
holy crap, are they good?
There are going to be some pictures that, like we said, Jay Conrad Photography, there's going to be some pictures that come out of this match. And when I say there was some color, there was some color.
Really put the blood in Bloodlust.
Absolutely. Now, we saw the preview of this match at spring break. Waited for this match, and this match did not disappoint. However, it didn't end the way we thought it would.
Nope.
And Bloodlust still your champions, but now we're taking this match one more step into July 22nd and just adding to what's already a stacked card. And I don't know, maybe Rick can fill us in a little bit. I don't know, but I don't know if this is going to be the showdown, the, no holds barred, no time limit. Why is there even a referee here match?
Someone's got to do the counting.
But it's going to be something else come July 22nd. It's
because, if one of us was out there doing the counting, then half of these matches would be done already because, those ref got some like snails on their brain or something.
They're not as bad as, what was it, Mania? 2.
Ice cream.
What?
Yeah, no, they're not as bad as that. Not at all.
We had a match with two people that I haven't had the opportunity to see before that I was very thoroughly impressed with, and that was JKM and Thomas Silva. Both of them move around a ring very well. They're very fluid in the way they move. JKM's got kind of that boxer mentality. He moves around like a boxer.
Yeah.
Thomas Silva just all over the place, and putting the two of them together was a good move. It was a good fight. We had La Migra come out again. Now I told you they jumped Brian Rage Rivera, right?
Yes.
Well, he came out and talked to TJ Mundell and said, "Look, I know there's a tag team match going to happen. I want in.
Justice must be served."
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, they jumped me. I'm pissed off. I want in. Make it happen. And TJ made it official.
He said, "Sir, yes, sir."
And so you got La Migra versus Enrique Delgato, Anclayer, and Brian Rage Rivera. And it was a bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath.
It's pretty crazy.
So Enrique Delgato, this was his debut with Squared Circle Pro. And the kid is good. I mean, very high flying, very eager to hit the ropes and get his moves in. For a debut match for him, it was awesome.
He gave me some Justin Taylor vibes in his non-quitting, but some real I don't even know. There's no real way to explain it. Just that new wrestler energy that he had.
The hunger. That's what I always call it. It's the hunger. It's, John Cena had it years ago with
Exactly.
ruthless aggression.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was really like that. Like,
But
it was just
seriously, it
all
was.
go, just firing off on all cylinders, just ready to show us fans what he's got, and he's got a good bit going. That's how you.
He
win.
does. He does.
He's a good wrestler.
It's looking good. We also got a chance, and I started talking about this earlier. Anastasia SOS and Miss Kath. That match went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's insane the way having all three of them in the ring, they move.
I know it was like, I mean, every spot was literally just like it was a normal match, but there was a whole nother person in there. So, but like just the way that they interacted, it was like that I don't know, it was like they weren't fazed by the fact it was a triple threat. They were still able to attack each other as if they didn't have the distraction of someone else. They were still going with the full intensity on whoever they were fighting.
I'm gonna stop for just a second, go to the chat. Mike, what's up, man? How you doing? Glad to see you in the chat tonight.
And I see you out again, man. It's going great.
I forgot where I was at. Oh, Gypsy Mac and Nova Phoenix. Of course, Gypsy Mac, the West Texas Women's Champion. Love watching her wrestle because she just doesn't quit. She
doesn't stop. Like, she's just going.
She will get at it, start getting beat down, get a move in, hit the ropes, put her arms up and yell, and the whole crowd is into it. Love watching Gypsy Mac wrestle. And she had a good match. I mean, Nova Phoenix gave her all she could handle. Absolutely did. In the end, of course, Gypsy Mac gets the win, but Anastasia makes another appearance.
Oh, yes.
And when I say she picked up Gypsy Mac,
I know.
spun her around and just dropped her.
That crap was crazy. So, like I said, the way that I got to see, these were I had some of the people, like some of Buddy and Dad take videos, and that was I don't know how to explain it, guys. Y'all do not understand the power that she needed for that to happen. And just, she was showing you, like, I mean, it was easy. Like, she grunted a tiny bit, picking her up, and then she spun her around like she was a top. Like, I
don't even know what you would call that move. It was like a mix between just a spin and like the Blue Thunder Bomb. Like, it was insane. And it left me wanting to see more of Anastasia and Gypsy Mac. Now,
yes, I'm ready to see freaking Anastasia live. Seeing that moment and seeing the triple threat match was just, that in itself was enough to make me upset that I wasn't there, because that, oh man.
Now, before he goes in, let me explain to everybody that's watching about this kid. He's at Disney World, the happiest place on earth, calling me mad because he's not at Jake's at Squared Circle Pro. That's how much he has gotten into, West Texas independent wrestling. He's in Disneyland and calling me to find out how the matches are going.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said at our last podcast I had to hear what happened with Damo. I had to know, so I gave him a call, and I mean, to kind of fight in my defense, it's Florida, and all I had were Vans, so like my feet were hurting, so I was. No, I mean, I needed to know this. Like, I'm telling y'all, even if you're not as big into wrestling as I am, or any of us are, we're watching it all the time in our downtime. Just seeing independent wrestling, seeing Squared Circle Pro and BCW has been a completely different entertainment experience for me than anything else I've seen. It's like, I'm going to college for being in theater. It's like watching theater that is not meant to be like dramatic, like that I'm not meant to like feel stuff in, I'm not meant to just be like, oh, that was so pretty. Like, it's like analyzing that, but it's just straight awesome. Like, I'm telling you, July 22nd, y'all gotta be there. Y'all missing out wildly.
Well, that brings us to our main event match, which Well, you know what? We won't go into that. There were some other things that were announced. We had Los Canales doing a little talking,
yeah.
and it appears Emilio Guzman is still having problems,
After
and there's going to be a match. And that match will be on July 22nd, and I'm looking forward to that. We had Evelyn Carter. Is that her name? I believe that's her name, Evelyn
Yeah.
Carter. She's put the challenge out there to Nova Phoenix. I mean,
And so another thing, I know we talk about how things are booked all the time with WWE. The Rick and TJ and whoever else is on the creative team or over there for SCP, they do a freaking fantastic job of establishing, because they don't have the luxury of building towards pay-per-views. They just have pay-per-views. So they don't have the luxury of just weeks of intermittent build-up. They just have to go from show to show, and they're able the way that they got, especially seeing Nova Phoenix. She lost to the champ, and the champ has her new match, and then you're like, oh man, tough for Nova Phoenix. Kind of forgot about her. I'm worried about this women's champ match, and then they gave Nova Phoenix something else that we're excited for. And because it's not, Nova Phoenix being like, oh, well, I want to be relevant again. It was, I'm trying to fight you. And we were like, oh, okay, this is where it's at. Because Nova Phoenix is that kind of wrestler where somebody would want to pick them out and be like, I'm going to beat you. Because she's freaking good.
well, and another thing we saw, if you were at Spring Break, Squared Circle Pro Spring Break, your heart hurt just a little bit because you saw, and Rick, you'll have to help me because I don't remember the team name, but you saw a beloved wrestler, Hobo Hank, get retired.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts me. It hurt my heart to see it happen because Hobo Hank is awesome. Well, there was a little bit of bragging by the team that retired him about, Hobo Hank. They retired Hobo Hank. They're ready to do the thing. And we got interrupted, I guess you could say, by a mysterious masked man named Mr. Bojangles. And Mr. Bojangles is going to be showing up at some point. Will it be the 22nd? We'll just have to see. But Mr. Bojangles showing up to avenge Hobo Hank.
Hobo Hank.
So definitely looking forward to seeing that. And that, again, does bring us into our main event, Ryan Justice, Tino Valentino. I have been waiting for this. And in the chat, it was Thunder and Mosh Pit Mike.
Thank you for that.
They appreciate that, Mike. They're the ones that retired Hobo Hank. And now they have to deal with Mr. Bojangles.
Which, we know nothing about. So
He's the
I'm ready to see it.
I want to know who it is. He's the mysterious mask
Is
guy.
it Hobo Hank?
No, it's not Hobo Hank. It's Mr. Bojangles.
Well, yeah.
Hobo Hank's retired. It can't be Hobo Hank.
But it could be.
No, it can't be. It's not him.
It's
It
just
can't be.
it's just Hobo Hank as Bojangles. Mr.
Mr. Bojangles.
So this match, you already know, I have a fondness for Ryan and Jeb because we had them on our podcast. So I got to kind of talk with them a little more. I was happy to see Jeb win the match to keep the belt and to go on to fight Sledge. I was also a little upset to see Ryan lose because,
Sure.
he also was fighting for a great cause. He also put on a fantastic show. But one thing that Ryan does extremely well is whoever he's fighting against looks so good. So if you put him against someone like Tino Valentino, who already looks good, and Tino knows he looks good. So. But
he is the Máquina del Amor.
that,
That means love machine.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, putting him up against someone like Tino, it was just automatically going to be, seeing him fight Logan Knight and the wild card, Jed Bingham, I was like, you know what? Ryan's probably going to have just like his next match is going to be chill, or he won't even have a match next week. So seeing him in this match against Tino, I was like, hold on. Not only was he already against two superstars, he's going against another one right after. So it was very awesome. And Ryan is also an amazing superstar himself. So now we'll talk a little more about what actually transpired. But going into hearing that match,
we're gonna stop for a second in the chat. I think he is, like I said, he's the Máquina del Amor, the love machine. And Josh J. Conrad Photography in the chat says Tino had Ryan all loved up.
Put him right through that machine. Tell you what.
Well, this match, in a word, was outstanding. He's talked at length at how good a wrestler Ryan is, and I agree wholeheartedly. And I have to say the exact same about Tino. I mean, Tino Valentino will get in the ring with Ryan Justice. We saw him in the ring with Phoenix. I mean, he's
that guy.
He's that guy. He's the one that can get out there and he can get the job done, and he can woo the crowd while he does it. And I've got to say this, I can't help it. I have to do it. So we saw a new move in Ryan Justice's repertoire of wrestling. We got to see, of course, a lot of back and forth, and they'd show out a little bit, and we had Tino break a hold and do his little hip gyration thing that he does. And so Ryan did it not quite as well. Sorry, Ryan. We boys and all. Tino did it better. Well, it happened a second time where Tino did his little hip gyration. And when I tell you that the Squared Circle Pro champion, Ryan Justice, the last Maverick stood in the middle of the ring and white girl twerked. It was awesome.
Oh,
the crowd loved it. It was great.
So that's where I'm at. So, like I said, I have more of a fondness for Jed than over Ryan. I just like his character a little more. But personally, I think I mean, don't tell Wild Card I said this, but I think Ryan's the
tell Wild Card all about it.
I think Ryan's the more specialist.
Wild Card's gonna. Did you see the table? Did you forget the table?
I have to put credit where credit is due. I feel like he has more tools at his disposal and can do more than the wild card Jed Bingham can. And it was perfectly extenuated with this match, because not only did we get to see his comedy and his work with others and his own just strength at this last triple threat match, but then we got to see more of his ability to be like a high card talent and a powerhouse that has the belt and an entertainer. It was just.
And entertainment is, this was the highest point of entertainment.
For sure.
Once you get past the white girl twerk, this match was insanity. They match each other move for move. There's no question about that. Tino can get beat down, and you see that fist start moving. And it's like it starts here in his fist and just moves through his body, and he's up and he's trading shots right back at Ryan Justice. Ryan keeps coming back at Tino. I mean,
yeah, Ryan's got just energy in the reserves for every match that he's in, and Tino has just got no quit. And he really reminded me of Emilio Guzman when that's exactly what Dad just said, that when he did his little fist coming up ready to go, that just felt Emilio Guzman to me. And him showing that within himself, it was just, I was like, wow. I mean, there's so much I can say. There's just so much great talent.
There is, and when it's all said and done, Ryan wins the match. Still your SCP champion, and there you get the handshake in the ring. still, they have a good respect for each other. Tino and Ryan do, and that's another thing you love to see.
That's the all-roundedness of both of these wrestlers showing out right there.
But then we heard a voice that we don't know clapping. We hear the clapping, and we hear, "That was a great job there, Ryan. That was a great title defense." And up on the screen is somebody I've never seen before, but apparently is somebody from Ryan's past. And you'll have to forgive me. I'm trying to remember his name. It's the one they call Netter, I think it was.
I can't tell you. I don't remember.
But it's somebody from Ryan's past. Yeah. And somebody from Ryan's past is coming through, and he's been out wrestling, been out chasing gold, and now he's out looking for Ryan. So I'm interested to see, like, I'm trying to find some more information about this guy because I don't know anything about him, but he definitely had Ryan's interest. Ryan, of course, in the ring watching the video, same as us, and you could see it on his face that he knew the guy, and there was some definite interest there. So that also coming on July 22nd. This card for July 22nd is stacking up to be one of the best so far. And if you don't make your way out to a show like this, like these people, every wrestler on this card wrestled and entertained and did their job and did it well. And that's just like BCW. BCW has Hot Blooded coming up July 1st. And if you were not at Head Games, you can't miss Hot Blooded because the card on that is stacking up. Every one of these wrestlers it just gets better and better and better and better. And one of the things Bruce was saying that I can't say enough about is when you're watching some of the bigger ones, your WWEs, your AEWs, your even so far as your Ring of Honors, you have a match this week, start a storyline, a match this week, continue the storyline, a match this week, solidify the storyline, a match this week, pay-per-view to end the storyline. There's all of these formulas. You don't get that with West Texas independent wrestling. You get things that build and build and build in the storyline. Like, Cornales, then the feud inside the Los Cornales, that's building up, but that's something, I watched you and your brother do the same thing. Something happened and y'all just get angrier and angrier until it comes to a head. And we get to see that on like WWE, AEW. We get to feel that.
Exactly.
It's like, it's different.
There's no better way to explain it. You get to see it on the television screens. If you go to these independent wrestlings, you get to feel it. It's just so real.
It is. And when Damon McCullough and Phoenix come out and they've been battling each other for a while, and you can see the animosity. It's not, I'm the superstar and I'm going to win because I'm the big badass. No, you feel the animosity between the two. And you have to get out and see some independent wrestling. BCW has Hot Blooded July 1st. That's going to be
Holy
great.
Holy crap.
We're going to have the wild card Jeb Bingham against Ring of Honor star Sledge, the metalhead maniac himself. And you saw, if you were at Head Games, you see what wild card does. Like, I mean, how is the metalhead maniac going to deal with the wild card?
Yeah.
That's so looking forward to that. We've got a four-man tag or a fatal four-way to find out who gets to challenge at the next show, the winner of that match. You've got Emilio Guzman, you've got Damon McCullough, you've got Gabriel Alexander, you've got Justin Taylor. All four of them fighting to get
Number one
one contendership to fight either the wild card Jed Bingham or Sledge.
Or Sledge. Yep.
I mean,
It's going to be freaking exciting.
you've got Scar and Mac to franchise.
Yes. Dude.
We're gonna have to reinforce the ring because both of them like to throw people around.
Yeah, we're not trying to see a recreation of Brock and the Big Show. Because that'll be tough. Speaking of Mac the franchise, we've got a lot of people. We don't have exact times confirmed, but we have a lot of talents that have said they don't mind coming on the show and talking. So y'all stay tuned, maybe even next week. Like I said, we don't have any times confirmed, so I can't guarantee anything, but we're talking. We're gonna try and have some talent around here before July so that we can get some real feedback and real build up besides what Mike and Rick and TJ are sending out for July.
Right. We need to get the West Texas Kings on here. We need Mac the franchise and Gabriel Alexander to talk about their tag team and the split and where they're going to go from here. We need Gypsy Mac on the show. We need Scar on the show. We need Scar to talk about his bear hug challenge and what he's going to do to Little Guapo because Little Guapo keeps opening his big mouth saying that he can get out of said bear hug. Bloodlust. We want to get Bloodlust on the show. And
oh my gosh. And we want to see Damo again.
Yeah, we definitely need to get Damo on the show again. Justin Taylor, we want to bring everybody on, and you guys in the chat, or if you're watching this after the live podcast, and there's somebody in particular you want to see on the show, hit us up on here, hit us up on our socials, let us know because we enjoy the feedback, we enjoy getting to do the things that you guys want to see.
So let us know. And speaking of let us know, Rick, besides these other superstars that we'll have on here, we need you on here so we can finish talking about our mock draft.
That's true.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, tickle, tickle. We need to talk about that.
Tickle, tickle.
That's how the saying goes.
What? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, tickle, tickle. I think, Rick, if be concerned if he ever comes to you talking about tickle, tickle.
Hey,
I don't.
All right.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
At the hour and a half mark, I think we've gotten a little out of hand. So I think it'll be time to.
We're not at the half an hour. Don't skate past that like you didn't say it.
What?
Don't skate past that like you didn't say it. We're gonna get out of here. Rick, we'll get a hold of you. We were looking at possibly doing that this week, and then weather got crazy, and we weren't able to do so. But we will be getting together and putting something out there. We made our own rosters in a mock draft, and we're gonna try to build a show up from that, see what it looks like. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh my gosh, that's how we'll do it.
Jay Conrad Photography says now we know how he plans on getting out of said bear hug with
He's gonna give him the wink, wink, nudge, nudge, tickle, tickle.
I don't know about this kid.
All right, guys. Well, if y'all haven't seen any independent wrestling, you're missing out.
Is this your final thought? You going after it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get after it. Let's hear your final thoughts.
Saturday, Night of Champions. Freaking excited. If nothing else, y'all come and watch the Seth Rollins AJ Styles match. It's on Peacock streaming, and then I know it's I don't know if is the WWE app still a thing.
No, Peacock is.
So it's just Peacock. So y'all get Peacock, or y'all find out a way to watch it afterwards. I don't think they stream anywhere else.
I don't believe they do.
So just y'all get Peacock and watch that because holy crap,
it's gonna be a good one. Got anything else?
Yeah, if y'all haven't watched independent wrestling, you are missing out. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in July.
As for my final thoughts, I'm with him. Night of Champions is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see where they take some of these storylines. AJ and Seth, that's going to be one for the books. Trish and Becky is going to be one for the books. I'm waiting. I'm not so sure how I feel about Cody and Brock, but that's another topic for another time. As far as independent wrestling, again, you need to make your way out and see independent wrestling. It's a whole different animal, and it's fun and it's entertaining and it's intense.
It's not as expensive.
It's like it's really intense, and you have a couple of opportunities to do that. Like I was saying, July 1st, you have BCW with Hot Blooded. That's going to be a great card. That's going to be a good show. TMW Event Center here in Levelland, Texas. July 22nd, you got Headlocks and Heat Waves, or I may have that backwards, maybe Heat Waves and Headlocks. I'm not sure. But that's happening at Jake's. Again, Squared Circle Pro. That whole card is stacking up, and you need to be there, because I tell you now, your boys are going to be there.
For sure.
We're going to be there and doing a little talking. There might be a few things coming up in the future that are a little different, that having to do with your boys here when we go to live shows. So be on the lookout for that. Little Guapo, hope you start feeling better, man. We'll see you. We better see you on here next Thursday. I'm just saying.
That's true.
To everybody in the chat, thank you for being here tonight. To everybody watching, listening, thank you as well. If you get the opportunity, you like what you hear, head over to Twitch, hit that follow, hit that subscribe. As for, do you have something else?
Also, if you like what you hear before the stream starts, go up to Labor 12, type it in, Labor XII.
Absolutely.
They're got them Roman numerals because they're quirky and hip like that. So
Quirky and
great music. Yeah, don't listen to that. Great music. Yeah.
oh no, absolutely great music.
Great music. And yeah, we're gonna be doing some things that we can to just these next coming weeks. Y'all keep your eyes on our socials. Just see some funny clips, or if we have anything teasing, I know Guapo over here takes care of it most of the time. So y'all,
I don't even take care of it. The guys got it.
y'all look at your old TikTok, because I mean that's where I get most of mine. So y'all look at that TikTok, see if we can get any more updates on what's going on. And I one more time, really appreciate you guys coming and watching the show.
And with that, we are not your average marks, and we will see you guys next Thursday. We are out. Yeah.